Roll call, Mr. Toth.
Mr. Vishal Patel,
Here.
Ms. Peng,
Here.
Mr. Shi,
Here.
Ms. White,
Here.
Ms. Anjana Patel, Mr. Lugo,
Here.
Mr. Ronak Patel,
Here.
Mr. Erico,
Here.
Mr. Azzarillo. You have a quorum.
Opening statement.
Yes, in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Public Law 1975, C 231 Sunshine Law, the Edison Township Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Board of Education administrative offices and posted on the board's website.
Thank you. In accordance with NJSA Section 10-412, the Edison Township Board of Education adjourns to confidential session for the purpose of discussing the following: personal matters, legal matters. Motion to adjourn to privilege session.
Motion.
All in favor?
Board President.
We should be back in probably 10-15 minutes. We have a quick update from the superintendent. Thank you.
So, yeah, before we break the closed session, I'm not sure if this affects it or not, but I'd like to make a motion to untable the resolution before we go to closed session. Untable the resolution for determination of the townage property.
The vote to executive session's already occurred. We're in executive session now. When we come back, you can make the motion.
Okay. Fair enough.
Thank you. Reconvene to open session. We'll start with superintendent's comments.
Great. Thank you so much, Board President Patel. I just have one comment tonight in relationship to Teacher Appreciation Week as well as Nurses Week. I'll make my formal comments in relationship to this as May 19th, that Board of Education meeting, we'll be honoring our Teachers of the Year and teacher recognition, a great way to celebrate the very talented staff that we have here in Edison Township Public Schools. And it's an honor and privilege to work alongside of them each and every single day.
Thank you. Next one is President's comment. I just want to wish all the high schooler good luck for the AP exam. Next 2 weeks are AP exam for all the high schoolers. And next I'd like to invite Ms. Salina, EHS student rep.
Hello, everyone. My name is Selena Luong. I am the Vice President of Student Council at Edison High School. And I want to start off, today is Mr. Ross's birthday, so congratulations to him. And I want to talk about this year's Senior of the Month. So this May, it's Samyuktha Vijay Kumar and Bryce Hickerson. And next month is, I forgot the name, wait. I'll do it next month. But yeah, so this week is Teacher Appreciation Week. So yesterday, the Student Council Board came into the school at 6:30 a.m., setting up a big breakfast for the whole staff, including the security guards, custodians. Everyone was welcome, all staff. And then today was Mr. Ross's birthday, so admin was in charge of that. Tomorrow, we are doing a popcorn day. So we are having teachers make their own flavored popcorn while watching a little video, a thank you video made by the students at Edison High School. We can release that soon on our Instagram. And then Thursday, it's a dirty soda bar. It does not sound like it sounds. It's where teachers make their own flavor of soda so they can have a little fun drink throughout the day. And then Friday, it's the woo-woo cart. So we get coffee from Wawa, and we put it on the cart and with other little snacks. And then us board, we dress up in inflatables. Last year, I was like a clown or a mushroom. I forgot. But we dress up as an inflatable, and we run around yelling, woo, woo. And then teachers come out if they want coffee or if they want a little snack for the day. So we just want to show our thanks. We don't want to just give you like a lotion or a chapstick. We actually want to show you something that we appreciate about you. So we give you fun snacks and little messages from the students. And then also about May, it's a big month for seniors. May 1st was Commitment Day. I'm committed to Middlesex. None of these committed to Skidmore, and Lovin, my president, is committed to Boston University. And then also Rudra Patel is committed to a college in New York called Bernard College, I think. So yeah. And then also we have our senior prom this month at the Marigold in Somerset on May 29th. Senior Skip Day is June 1st, but the Student Council Board is not participating in Senior Skip Day because we are going to Six Flags for a field trip where all the student councils within New Jersey meet at Six Flags, and we have a big celebration of all the money we raised for the charity of this year, which was Crisis Canines. So Crisis Canines is a charity where all the crises that happen within New Jersey, the charity sends canines as a response and support unit for those who went through a crisis. And then also we have a Spirit Week, and then May 22nd is our pep rally, spring pep rally. So that day we are celebrating Commitment Day because our college counselors weren't able to come there May 1st. So that's the day we all wear our little t-shirts and have fun and take pictures. And that's also, I think, our Bow the Classes Day. So if you want to come, you can show out to that. Also, last week there was a few senior nights for sports like boys volleyball, boys lacrosse, and today was actually girls lacrosse senior night, which is why Lovin isn't here and I'm here. And I just came from there, so the traffic was kind of hard to get over here from there. I found out at 5:35, so I got here in time. I thought I missed it, but luckily I made it in time. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Okay, next is public comments, resolution only.
Board President, before we open the public comments, I would like to make the motion to the board that we remove from the table the resolution that we had terminating the contract for the Talmadge property. So I'd like to make a motion to remove that resolution from the table.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Toth.
I have a motion by Mr. Lugo. And this is to untable the Talmadge
Yes.
resolution. Okay. Mr. Vishal Patel,
Yes.
Ms. Peng. Mr. Shi,
No.
Ms. White,
Yes.
Ms. Anjana Patel, not here, sorry. Mr. Lugo,
Yes.
Mr. Ronak Patel,
Yes.
Mr. Ralph Errico,
No.
Mr. Azzarillo.
No.
Motion fails.
Motion does not pass. 4-4. Motion does not pass.
Did I say fails?
Well, you said motion passed, it sounded like.
No, I said fails. Fails with an F.
Okay, cool. Next is public comments, resolution only. Okay, do we have a motion to end public comments?
Motion to close. Second.
Okay, come on up. So this is resolution only.
Items only?
Recognize yourself, please.
Huh?
Name and address.
Crystal, there's only one resolution, which is a reappointment. You understand that?
I understand. I
Okay.
understand that you guys didn't put an agenda in the back, and I've been trying to figure out what it is, and
Okay, can you say your name and address, please, before you say
yes,
anything?
absolutely. Name and address. For a good time, 9 Finch Court. Am I recognized?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Hell yeah, Jerry. So, it's just an appointment?
Yes.
An appointment of who?
All the staff.
Teachers.
Several people?
All the staff.
Okay, okay. I would assumed it was like the land deal or increasing the budget. That's why I'm just so confused. I wish there was an agenda in the back. Yeah. And,
Public comments will come later.
oh no, I know. But sometimes by the time my time hits, sometimes members of the public, they might want to talk about the agenda. I just didn't want you to shut it down so quickly. Because there's no reason everyone has to leave so fast. I hardly ever see you guys, and, let's hang out together a little longer, God bless America. But yeah, all right, we can appoint all of them. I'm all right with appointing all of them. Just as long as you increase the budget 1.5%, 2% more, I'm okay with it. I I'm really here for something. I'm going to talk about it during the public comment.
I mean, do you have anything to talk about the motion?
Yeah, I support appointing each and every one of those people. I wish I had the agenda in front of me so I can look at each and every one of their names. So I could say, yeah, I agree with that appointment, I agree with that appointment. But everything we do, it seems like it's behind closed doors. You know, how can I object to someone's name? I don't even see their name, you know? I would have objected, but on each and every one of them, but I can't. It's not in front of me, you know? But yeah. I just hope that all these appointments, that they're not DEI hires. The last thing we need here in Edison, New Jersey is some DEI hire, some racist that pretends to be an anti-racist, saying all this radicalized racist propaganda. We don't need that here. We don't need that here. Yeah, hopefully we don't hire somebody like the Sayreville janitor. Through the chair, Jerry. So recently, this Sayreville High School, Sayreville, New Jersey, Sayreville janitor was caught.
Sir, this is not an agenda item. Please constrain your
No,
comments to
but
the agenda items.
I'm just saying, I
Thank
don't
you.
want to hire. I don't want you guys to hire people like
These are
that.
personnel reappointments. Please
Okay.
constrain your comment to the agenda item.
Okay.
There will be another public comment period.
All right, I understand. I'll rephrase my question. I hope we don't appoint somebody that we find out wants to eat 13-year-old girls, like they did in Sayreville, New Jersey. So, through the chair to Jerry, I know you're going to be looking into that, all right? We don't need these vampires here in Edison. You understand? I might sound crazy. You guys thought I was crazy back so many years ago, but everything I said seemed to came to pass. Even worse, they're eating the freaking babies. Even I didn't know that, Jerry. So they hide in the school system because they love to be around children. That's the problem, Jerry. So it's up to you. It's up to you to look at each and every one of their names. You understand? Make sure they're not a weirdo.
Sir,
I'm talking about the appointments.
sir,
I don't want you guys to appoint some weirdo, sir.
I hear you.
Sir, no, you don't hear me 'cause you're interrupting
There is
me.
another comment period. Please constrain your comment to agenda item.
No, I am. And in the agenda items, we're appointing people. And I just don't want us to appoint the wrong people. I don't want us to appoint some cannibals, people that are into necrophilia. You understand, as has happened in this county, Sayreville, New Jersey. It's, quite frankly, this is the times we live in. Through the chair to Jerry. Jerry, you know about the Epstein files. It's not a secret anymore what all you politicians are doing. Democrat, Republican Party, you all do the same shit, you know? So,
Sir, please refrain from profanity.
okay. So I hope we're not appointing any Republican connected people. I hope we're not appointing no Democrat connected people. They're all freaking vampires. All right, each and every one of them is a vampire. I hope we're hiring some intellectuals that actually want to educate the children and not with that DEI bullshit, you know, that racism stuff.
Sir, profanity,
Yes, sir.
profanity again, please.
Rosenfeld versus New Jersey. You can look into that case law. I don't want to educate you now with my last 20 seconds. Just please don't interrupt me. So yeah, God bless America. Please don't hire any vampires. I hope some members of the public want to speak out too, you know? 3 people speak, 12. It's 18 minutes. 18 minutes just from 3 speakers. We're going to hold them up 18 minutes. So,
Time is up. Next.
Motion to close public portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion to approve personal reappointments.
Motion. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Azzarello?
Yes.
Mr. Errico?
Yes.
Mr. Ronak Patel?
Yes.
Mr. Lugo?
No.
Ms. White?
No, we're voting on,
Personnel.
the personnel. I'm going to say yes with the exception of any conflicts that I may have personally.
Noted.
Thank you.
Mr. Shi?
Yes.
Ms. Peng?
Yes.
President Patel?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Public comments? Yes.
Members of the board, my name is Sagarika Khatiwala, and I'm an Edison resident and taxpayer since 20 years now. We are here for one reason: cancel the $9 million Talmadge land deal. Because right now, this proposal has no plan, no feasibility study, no defined educational outcome, not for a single student. You are asking this community to commit to $9 million today and potentially a lot more tomorrow with nothing concrete on paper. That's not governance. That's gambling with taxpayers' money. And let's be clear, this is not your money. If you want to take risk with your personal investments, that's your choice. But don't treat the Board of Education like an investment firm, and don't try to act like portfolio managers with public funds. One of the board members tried to convince me the other day that we can leverage ESIP program against this land, the Energy Savings Improvement Program. Sounds technical, sounds convincing, but here's the reality. ESIP only works if total savings cover total cost. That's the entire model. If savings falls short, it becomes debt. And that debt gets paid through cuts to programs, staff, and student resources and other operating expenses, potentially raising more taxes in coming years. Now apply that here. A land purchase is not an energy conservation measure. It does not reduce energy use. It does not generate savings. It is purely a cost and liability. So the question is simple. Where are the verified savings that justify this $9 million expense, plus solar construction, plus financing and long-term maintenance? Not assumptions, not estimates, verified numbers only. Because if you cannot clearly show that savings exceed total cost, this falls the basic requirement of ESIP. And right now, here's what we have. No finalized energy savings plan, no clear dollar savings projections, no complete financing model, and yet you are asking for approval of a $9 million expenditure from Edison residents. That is not ESIP, that is speculation. Let's talk about the process because this matters here. The correct sequence for ESIP is first identify and verify savings, then build a full energy savings plan, then prove savings are greater than equal to cost. Only then you do commit to funds. But here, you are doing exactly opposite. Buy land first, figure out solar later, hope the number works after that. This is completely outrageous and backwards. Now let's address solar. Solar can work under ESIP, very good, but only when the math works. And most importantly, show us the pro forma where savings cover land, installation, financing, and maintenance. Because if solar cannot cover all of that, this is not savings. Again, this is a liability. In addition to this, solar approval for the specific land by township is not guaranteed. Power grid proximity and residential area restrictions will apply, making solar project on this land next to impossible. And here's where this becomes even harder to justify. Where are we buying? Why are we even buying the land? If the goal is just leveraging ESIP and the solar, BOE can always use rooftops, parking lots of existing school facilities, all of which require zero land cost. So why choose the most expensive option possible when low-cost alternative already exists? Moving on to capital reserve funds, these funds are restricted. They are meant for defined capital projects with clear purpose, clearly educational purpose only. So here's the question. What is a fully defined project tied to this land today? Not future ideas, not possibilities, today. Because if the project is not fully defined today, this raises serious concern about how these funds are being used, and at the same time, you are telling students their needs, playgrounds, band equipments can wait until later while you prioritize buying land today with no clear plan. So let's call this what it is. This is not land versus nothing. This is land versus investing in our schools right now. And someone said, why so rush to cancel? Let's be very clear. We are not rushing to cancel. We are being asked to rush into a $9 million commitment without proof. And while this sits on the table, real projects are being delayed. That's the real cost. Now about 500K losing. Yes, losing is not ideal, but using that justification to risk 9 million more, that's not logic. That's escalation of risk. And it raises even bigger question. Why was this deal entered into without a full financial assessment in the first place? Because when the process becomes commit first and analyze later, trust breaks down. So this is not about timing, it's about discipline. If the math didn't exist before entering the deal and still doesn't exist today, why should residents believe it will work suddenly tomorrow? And let me close this. ESIP only works when savings cover the full cost. That buying $9 million land at this point makes numbers worse, not better. Finally, please cancel the deal for the students and residents of the Edison. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. O'Reilly, you want to address the plan about the land, what's going on? Whatever you can within the
confines of
yeah.
the pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, there's been multiple topics and discussions in relationship to what to do with the property at Talmadge and Coolidge, from bus depot to auditorium, all of those pieces. From my perspective, it's always been an opportunity to house our special needs students, right? So we probably have somewhere in the ballpark of 175 out-of-district special education students.
Probably like 190.
All right, closer to 190, in ballpark $17 million worth of.
17 and a half.
All right, so about $17.5 million. So the goal would be to, build a structure where we can, let's say, actualize, right? Because we're dealing with students' IEPs. We have to make sure that we're opening programs in relationship to something that we can house within district, right? Let's call it a 16 classroom structure, along with the gym, cafeteria, and those pieces, right? So bringing 50 of those students back, let's call it, we actualize a $7 million net. Right. An ESIP loan could potentially be over 20 years, right? Cost and construction over that time frame, I would look at, $1.5 to $2 million net back into the district, over time. A similar model, what I would equate it to would be a similar model that we did with the Success Academy when we purchased, I inherited the church at that time frame. So, and listen, it's the opportunity to accept tuition students. So I hope that provides
thank you.
like an overview of
yes, it does. Thank you.
Of my vision for it.
Thank you.
The time. Yes, thank you.
I see some parents with the kids. Does any of them gonna go first in the back? You, sir, the black T-shirt. You have a little kid with you. Thank you.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Matthew Pino. I am an Edison resident who resides at 18 Heathcote Avenue. I am a New York City public school teacher, a husband, and a father. I want to begin by recognizing that this is Teacher Appreciation Week, and this Sunday is Mother's Day. For my family of teachers, Teacher Appreciation Week and Mother's Days are usually times of joy and gratitude. This year, they are not. Last Friday, we found out that my wife, Ms. Gabriela Pino, a 7 months pregnant second grade teacher, is losing her job next year as a result of the budget vote that took place at last week's meeting. I am here today to tell you that my wife, Ms. Gabriela Pino, is not just a name on a list. She is a dedicated teacher, a member of the Edison community, a mother to our 3-year-old son Benjamin, and pregnant with our second child, a daughter we plan to name Everly. She deserves more than to be reduced to a line item on a budget that needs to be balanced. Receiving this news during Teacher Appreciation Week and right before Mother's Day is nothing short of a slap in the face to the educators and their families. Before coming to Edison, my wife taught for 6 years in New York City, earning tens of thousands of dollars more than she does here in Edison. We chose to leave that behind. We took a financial loss so she could teach where we live and raise our children. We chose Edison. In 2022, we bought our dream home here. While raising our son, my wife worked to transfer her certification from New York to New Jersey and accepted a lower salary because she believed in this district and her students, and the students here. We didn't just move. We committed ourselves to this community. When my wife was hired by the Edison School District, she was absolutely ecstatic. It was her dream job to teach the children in the community where we call home. The weeks leading up to the first day of school, we spent hundreds of our own dollars making her classroom into an oasis for her students, a space where they feel loved, heard, and cared for. She worked from early until late at night every single day, even throughout her pregnancy, always putting her students first, before herself, before her friends, before her family. She loves this job and her students with every fiber in her being and in her heart. And how was that dedication and love rewarded this past Friday? With a pink slip at 7 months pregnant, the week before Teacher Appreciation Week. To say we are devastated would be the understatement of the year. Now, because of this decision, we are facing the real possibility of losing our home, the home that we love, and leaving Edison permanently. The NJ paid family leave we were expecting to receive in September, when she went out on leave, is gone. She's been paying into it every paycheck for the last 2 years that she worked in Edison. It no longer applies because you did not renew her contract. The community that we love with all our hearts has rejected us. You rejected us. You rejected us. You rejected us. That is the real impact of these cuts. Not numbers, not positions, but families. Wholesome, hardworking families, tax-paying families who only want to make this town a better place to live, like mine. My 3-year-old son, Benjamin, will now be leaving his preschool at Primrose in North Edison, only a few miles from where we sit tonight. We informed his preschool earlier today, and we cried the entire time. He loves his friends, Skylar, Nathaniel. He loves them, and we're pulling him out next month. I can't afford it. The pre-K lottery, which seemingly still in limbo, is far from a guarantee. And even if restored, the chances of him being chosen are slim to none. Out of 450 students who applied last year, only 70 were given a spot. The life we built here is literally being pulled out from under our feet. Last Friday, I'm sorry, give me a second. Excuse me. Last Friday, after we found out my wife is not being renewed for next year, we spent hours in fear and uncertainty. That night, my wife woke up in the middle of the night with cramping and bleeding. And expecting mother's worst fear. We rushed to the hospital, terrified for our unborn daughter. By the grace of God, the baby is okay. The doctor said my wife's stress hormones were through the roof because she lost her job. No family should go through this, especially mine, who's given so much to this community as educators. I've been an educator for the last 10 years. I've dedicated myself to children. Not here, but in New York City. My wife, she wanted to work here, and she dedicated herself to the children in this district, to teach them, to let them learn. And you took it away from her. You took it away from her. This is not just about balancing a budget. This is about the messaging you were sending. That the people who chose to invest in this community are expendable. The integrity, love, and respect and dedication we chose to bring to this community is not being reciprocated. But let me tell you something, the decent and good-hearted families affected by these budget cuts, they're not gonna stay. They're gonna leave Edison. And when they leave, they take with them the foundation that makes this district so strong. That makes this district so strong. So is this truly serving students? Is it serving families? Or is it blindly balancing a budget at the expense of your community and the values you purportedly have? You still have a choice that can make this right. You can still make this right. Find somewhere else to cut. Find somewhere else to cut. Find somewhere else to cut. I'm over my time, but I'm going to keep going. I asked the board to do 3 things.
Sir,
Please.
There's a number
No,
of
no,
people.
no. I'm going to keep going, or I will say it away from the microphone. Who here would like me to keep going and hear my story? I have around a minute left.
Sir, if someone else would like to yield to you some of their time, you can continue. But other than that, there's a number of other people, and your time is
I
expired.
have around a minute left.
Your time. The timer's up. You had 6 minutes. Okay.
Thank you. I asked the board to do 3 things. First, you can help those Edison residents that were laid off by the budget decision by offering their preschool-age children guaranteed placement this year in the preschool program. Second, you can ensure that when teaching positions open up throughout the year due to retirements or resignations, the teachers who were not renewed are immediately contacted by their principals and given priority to be rehired back in their schools. Finally, I'm an educator for 10 years. I know how this works. Please understand that as a seasoned teacher, I am well aware of the retaliation that occurs when teachers speak up. The retaliation that occurs when teachers speak up for their rights. I have firsthand experience of what happens when the boat is rocked. Because of this, my wife and myself were extremely hesitant to come here and speak tonight. But we must be brave for our son, Benjamin. We must be brave for our unborn daughter, Everly. We must be brave for the other teachers who were let go. Those of you who know Gabriella know that she is the last person to rock the boat. I'm the one who rocks the boat, you could see that. She does not like to be in the spotlight. She simply wants to teach the children she so dearly loves. So my last request is for her future job prospects not to be affected because I spoke some hard truths tonight. I am here tonight because our teachers are worth fighting for. Our students are worth fighting for. And what is right is worth fighting for. Behind me, thank you. Behind me, we have parents, educators, Edison neighbors, and voters. Those who came here tonight to support Ms. Pino. I ask that these people please stand right now in solidarity. Hire them back and cut somewhere else. Edison needs their educators, and most importantly, the children need their teachers. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, either one. Either one.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nimesh Dave, 13 Remington Drive. I'm going to start with thanking the gentleman, Mr. President, the gentleman who was here before me. And I really have a great sympathy for him and the entire teacher community, including the administrators. And I will tell you why. My son is one of the most successful person leading in the private equity industry, sitting on the boards of several billion-dollar corporations. You know why did that happen? It happened because of J.P. Stevens. It happened because of Woodrow Wilson. That's where he was taught. That was he was prepared. And that all credit goes to this real teachers. Without the hard work of the administrators like the superintendent, assistant superintendent, and many more, I don't think this school system have been this great. And I am a proud parent, and I'm pretty sure everyone wants their child to be like my child. And why I'm saying this, mind you everyone, why I'm saying this is because this board has chosen to spend money on their personal wishes of spending $9 million in land while telling all of us that we don't have enough money to pay to the teachers, to the administrators, and go fire them. Wow. Amazing. Next year onwards, you are going to force us to commit several more $1 million in a development cost, Mr. President. If I'm wrong, please stop me. And that is also going to bring the money out of our pocket, but at the same time, we will be in such a dire situation where teachers will be again asked to get fired. That is insane. I will not ask anybody to stand up here because of the respect I want to give to that gentleman, but at the same time, I have, in fact, changed my topic and I couldn't resist myself. But, Mr. President, I want to start by thanking you. Why? Because you allowed a profane person speaking a profane language in the last meeting, in spite of this dear attorney calling him out multiple times. Mr. President, I want to thank you for stopping me in spite of my using a respectful language and simply opposing. You did not allow me to fulfill my First Amendment right to register my objection. Thank you so much. I also want to thank Mr. President and Ms. Vice President for pertaining to reclassification. I had raised a question. She creatively at the end asked a question to the board, to the BA, in such a way that he answered, no, reclassification is not possible. I am standing at this podium telling you guys it is possible. Look at these teachers. I also want to say real thanks to Anjana Patel. I'm sorry if I'm not allowed to use the name, that she has no clue what's going on. She's still researching and today she is not available. Please convey my sincere thanks to her, that she has no clue since months what is going on and she is still researching. Thanks to Ms. Pang, and sorry if I'm not allowed to use the name, for confessing publicly that the board is now conducting a viability study after the public uproar. Amazing. Guys, this is not a threat. But the last thing, you don't have a blueprint, you don't have a feasibility study, you don't have a defined educational plan. We have 3 options for you. If this land deal is not cancelled, option number 1, and this is a true democratic option, we will collect enough votes to have that particular member fired and elect a member who is responsible enough. This is not a threat, but the option number 2 is we will collect enough votes to change the district type so that the budget goes in the hands of responsible people. Option number 3, we will force the election type which Mr. Jerry had suggested originally to April, so that the budget goes for voting in the hands of the people of this township and does not remain in your hand. At last, please, this is not a threat to you. This is my humble request. Please be cautious with our money. Don't play it like it's your own. Don't gamble with our money. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Good evening. Saket Gohil, 1725 Roxbury Court, Edison, New Jersey. And, this is the 4th consecutive Board of Education meeting I have attended and spoken at. And my daughter and son, who are 7 and 9, they asked me, why are you there? Why aren't you reading books and teaching us or playing with us? Because we keep on delaying the important decisions. I can't tell them everything we go through here. And, honestly, they won't understand. But do you want me to tell my kids that, oh, we are not going to, you are not getting a better playground or fence or a new band equipment? Because board has decided to buy land. Is that what you want me to tell my kids? Second, I have done so, all the points that I have raised so far, in a good faith, hoping to get a clarification. During every meeting, you guys have told us that at the end of the meeting, we will get an answer. I have yet to get a single answer. I have emailed you guys. I have not received any response. Okay? Now, I just want to recap what I have talked in the past. consolidation of the software licenses, use of an AI in administration without cutting teachers' jobs. But I have not heard anything about how we're going to cut down the administration cost. All right? The free breakfast program and the quality of the food. Okay? If you guys are going to continue to give snack bars and juices made from concentrated, aren't we better off removing that from the program? Or just give a cucumber and carrots and grilled cheese, right? Subscription buses and their impact on traffic patterns and the student safety. We talked about reducing subscription buses. Just keep thinking that the traffic is going to get worse if you reduce the subscription buses. I don't know how is it fair that, a person who is living under 2 miles or 2.5 miles for high schoolers doesn't get free bus, but everybody else does. But that's okay. It is what it is. It's just like pre-K. I don't want to get on that subject right now. That will be, another story for another day. And the tax levy and program priorities, particularly for the Talmadge deal, okay? Now, regarding the Talmadge deal, this information was verified by a council member and shared with me. I believe it's important that everyone here to hear this. The township has confirmed in writing that there are no current or past applications for apartments or townhouse on record for this property. They also directed residents to the New Jersey DEP mapping system to review the environmental conditions on the land. According to the NJDEP GeoWeb, a significant portion of this property falls within the designated wetlands. And through precedent, for all the board members and the people who are sitting behind me, they can verify this information going on government website. And the fact that now we are doing the architectural survey after putting the deposit on, what were you guys? How was this thoughtful? What you all were doing with our money? Right? Okay, given the facts, no development applications on record, and clear environmental concerns, it is troubling that justification for this deal relies on what might happen next scenarios. Decisions of this magnitude should not be based on speculation or hypothetical outcomes, especially when the documented data suggests otherwise. If this deal is canceled, and it has been confirmed by BA, that funds can be redirected to immediate and tangible needs such as playground upgrades, band equipment, classroom fence, and other capital projects that directly benefits our students right now. They need these benefits now, not later. So I respectfully urge the board to make a decision based on the facts available and on your concise. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Blue t-shirt. No. Behind you. You go after him. Thank you.
My name is Srujal Parikh, 42 Lahir Avenue, Edison, New Jersey, District 29. I think Nimesh, you had a very happy story. 22 years ago, I moved from New York to Edison for better education for my kids. Guess what? They went to Edison High, the worst school. Thank you to Superintendent changing the Edison High, making the next level. I don't remember last time I missed any voting on any election, but I think I have missed last time when there are school board election, because I don't select people who we can trust. This is the trust been betrayed. You are not standing up for our rights. You are not thinking of people of Edison. And what Nimesh just mentioned, we have rights and we have power to change the board, and we will do that in our all rights. So put things to my request, humble request to all of you, just don't listen to it. We can go until we get the justice. So don't think we will silent after this meeting. We will fight for our rights. We will fight for what better for Edison and Edison Township people. So all politics aside, please put together your thoughts, rethink about the land, and see what the best for the Edison Township people, and do your best. This is what I have to say. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pavel, Clive Hills Road. I'm an Edison resident and taxpayer. This is a story about a family business, about a man named Victor DeLeo, about a piece of land, and about a time. In June of 1998, a developer called Edison Tool Villages sold 9.4 acre a lot of partnership called Bridgeco Realty. The man who signed that deed for Bridgeco was Victor P. DeLeo. 8 days later, 8 days, the same lot was transferred again from the partnership into a new limited liability company. The same family, the same address, the same control. The price for the second transfer was less than $100. That was 1998. In January of 2022, the family did it again. Another internal transfer, another reshuffle on paper. And in 2025, when the contract with the board was being prepared, the seller name on the document was Robert Jr. DeLeo, a new generation of the same family. The mailing address is not changed since 1998, 1315 Shelton Road, Piscataway. 27 years of ownership, multiple transfer on paper. And in that time, not one shovel in the ground, not one building, not one driveway, not a single apartment. The DeLeo family is not new in real estate. They run NAI DeLeo Bram and Company, one of the central New Jersey most established commercial brokerages. They develop land, they sell land. It's their profession. And right next door, on the lot directly adjacent to this one, 330 apartments were built in 1996. They have generated rent for 30 years. So I ask the board with respect, why? Why would a sophisticated professional real estate family hold a 9.4 acre lot for 27 years and never put one thing on it when they build apartment right next door? And I'm not making accusation. I'm not pointing in a silence. I'm asking, did this board ask that question before signing? Because now we, taxpayers of Edison, are being asked to buy the same lot for $9 million. $9 million! For a parcel of the township itself assessed at $623,000, roughly 14 times assessed value. Cancel the deal. And $9 million is not the beginning. The board stated publicly the resolution language was kept broad to accommodate these own words, potential land use or environmental restrictions. It was admitted that this board does not yet know what can legally be built on the land it just signed $9 million to buy. Edison own code prohibits construction within 100 feet of any stream. New Jersey state law protects wetlands with transaction buffer up to 100 feet wide. FEMA flood maps may restrict more. Until this board obtains a letter of interpretation from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, no one in this room can tell you how many of these 9.4 acres are actually buildable. And whatever is buildable still has to be surveyed, cleaned, drained, designed, permitted, and connected to utilities, millions of dollars more laid on top of 9 millions every year, every after year, before a single child set foot on this land. Cancel the deal. Because some of this problem may never be solved. Cancel the deal. Because this board is about to buy not a school. It's not about the port. It's not a sport complex. What this board is about to buy is a 9.4-acre graveyard for saving of our community. The DeLeo family held this land for 27 years and built nothing on it. Do not let our children inherit this silence at 9 millions. Cancel the deal. Choose the students. Thank you.
Good evening, board. My name is Seturaj, 319 Talwalk Road, Edison. So we have a couple of questions. I want to answer from the board. What is BOE? Is it Board of Education or Business Organization of Edison? We don't know what is the goal of BOE. Are we focusing the students' life, the improvement for their education, their extracurricular activities, or your focus is on how to make a business in Edison? I don't understand that. And we have a couple of questions. Regarding the teachers, we heard almost 80 teachers got fired. And what criteria and what basis the board decided, or the BA decided? What would be the impact of the students? On what basis the BA or the board recruited the teachers earlier? On what basis, is it based upon the student strength? Then what would happen now? We have no clear answer. And one more thing, we keep on asking, why did we purchase the 9 million land? I have a couple of questions. Let me ask you. What are your enrollment projections for the elementary, middle, and high school over next 5 years? And what specific criteria, the data source you are planning to do calculation? Do you have that answer right now? Next question is, what are the projected capital expenditure for building this new school, including any available funding resources or any budget breakout? Do we have that information? And we heard the land purchase is based upon the student strength. Today meeting, we heard this is for special kids. What is the need? Do you all discuss together and find out why you are purchasing it? The next question is how does this $9 million land purchase fit into the overall a plan to address the overcapacity? How many students going to be accommodate? Do we have any numbers? What are the expected timeline for purchasing this land and completing this new school construction? Do you have any idea? Is any board member have any idea? Any plan is hand out? Not at all. I'm not hearing anything from the board. How will this new school impact existing the school boundaries and the student transportation route? Is the BA and BOA thought about those kind of the plan? Do you have any idea? And what is the total estimated cost for building this new school? And how do you go on managing those the new fund? What the community, the Edison the residents going to expect the tax increase for the next year? Do you have any projection because of this land purchase? Do you conduct any kind of like a demographic or like the population growth in and down in Edison? How many families are like moving out of Edison? How many new families are coming? Like for each and every family, like what could be the number of, what could be like the kids, like whether it's going to be like elementary school, any kind of like the previous record or like the projection you have? So a lot of like the questions, whatever I asked, I simply see like the silence. Thank you. You are all doing, it's a great job. Keep doing. Please focus on students' life. Don't focus on the business one. Then the kids are asking, now the teachers are like fired. Who will replace it? And what is the plan? Have you heard have you talked to those kind of information? Because the kids are grown up. They do understand that. See, this board is not talking about anything. The future of the Edison student community. First of all, the board has to throw out your political mind and ego, focus on the Edison growth. The student's life is in your hand. Thank you.
Thank you. Joyce?
Joy Ship, Edison, New Jersey. The first thing I want to say is because someone doesn't agree with you, it doesn't make them stupid.
Thank you.
Okay, I think it's disrespectful for people to call the people out of their name because they don't agree with them. And that's what I don't want children to do. That's very, very bad. I'm only going to say one thing, too, about the land. 2023, state of state, our mayor said he wanted the land, the 9 acres over there to build a new school. Well, I say, do you like the Oak Tree Pond fiasco? Buy it and sell it to them. And, we can make money off of it. So that was a fiasco, back and forth. And me being a union person, nobody wants teachers to lose their jobs. And it's not just teachers. I don't want the familiar janitors. I don't want the paraprofessionals. I don't want anyone to lose their job now. Because if you guys have been watching the news, over 300,000 people that look like me have lost their job in the last couple of years. Everybody has an outcry. But everybody's not in it together. Everybody's me, me, me. I want to hear somebody get up and talk about the children, all right? Everybody only talks about it when it enters their pocket, okay? Until we get together and stop fighting back and forth, the administration wants this downtown, the Board of Ed wants this over here, we got to play this game with each other, we got to act like the 9 million stays in capital improvement, it really doesn't do the budget. But if you really was concerned about the budget and concerned about the people's job at all, you wouldn't be running and running, screaming and screaming, I want this cut, I want this cut, I want this cut. And I know a person stood up here and he said about the busing situation. Yeah, I walked 2 miles to school and I walked 2 miles back. Our parents said it built character. It would be rain and be snow. I didn't even know that we really had snow days, and I'm not lying, because they didn't close the school when it brushed on the ground when I was growing up, okay? And I'm not that ancient, because I've been teaching in the school a lot. But if you're going to scream and scream about the busing, I need you downtown screaming about sidewalks and different things that matter that the town can do. All right? Because I had to walk halfway in the street. It's dangerous about sidewalk, but nobody's down there screaming about the sidewalk. No one's down there screaming about all the millions and millions of dollars we have. And no one's screaming about the water and the water situation. All right? And That ordinance thing is a joke, because you can get more variance in a little bit. They had houses built across the street from Menlo Park Shopping Center on wetlands. So let's stop with that whole thing, making it like the ordinance means really something here. I know it really doesn't. And if you want to know the truth, my grandmother was here since 1929. I know everybody likes to talk about the numbers and stuff. She was here since that time. So I've been around here for a while. And certain things, I just screamed about them, but I was screaming by myself because I don't have an agenda, okay? I don't want kids walking in the street. But if everybody come together and scream like they scream at this meeting, maybe we'll get some sidewalks. I can't understand why we have such beautiful homes. All right? I have to belong to a gym in order to walk, so I don't walk in the middle of the street and get hit. You know what I mean? My husband, he likes to ride the bike, but he's terrified of riding it because they got all those holes, and he's scared that he's going to fall over, trying to ride that little electric bike. He rides down, but, by the time he get back, he needs the motor and stuff to get him back home. But I just want people to be genuine. Don't just come up and say, I'm with the gang, I'm with the band, I'm with the group. I want people to do more research and understand more of what they're doing, and more research, and go places and ask, why are these things like this? Ask right now, why is halfway through the year and I don't have my municipal budget? If my budget relies on that, okay, I heard people say, well, this is going to end this for me because of the school, because of me losing their job or whatever. Well, hey, where's the budget? Where's the municipal budget? Where is it? Okay, that depends on me and depends on my taxes and the money that I spend. I just think people should think about all areas and not just concentrate on one area and kind of, work together. But like I said before, and I say it again, God bless all the teachers and everybody that's involved within the school system. But you got to be genuine. You got to not just be about yourself. You got to be about all the rest of the people that get hurt when the firings and stuff come. Thank you.
Thank you.
They still got 40 seconds.
Yeah.
They still got 40 seconds.
No.
Still got time.
The white shirt in the back, gray shirt.
Good evening, Kanu Tripathi, 23 Remington Drive, Edison. If we have reserves for the capital spending, my recommendation and my opinion is that we should hold on to it, because the salaries are not increasing, first of all. Second thing, salaries of the residents. If you go out, not many people are getting the raises. The salaries are not increasing, so that's a bummer, but that's the reality. Second thing is that the artificial intelligence is coming, and because of that, again, job loss is more likely to happen. Third thing is that because of the stricter immigration policies, the H1 people that were coming regularly, which would be typically young families having young kids, typically choosing to settle in Addison. That is also not happening because the stricter immigration policies, and because of that reason, the new crowd and young couples and young families are not coming in. Because of these reasons, I believe that if we have funds in our reserves for capital spending, we should hold on to it, and instead of increasing the taxes and assuming that new money, high revenues will keep on happening, it's unlikely to happen. And with that, let me just close. Thank you.
The gentleman in red shirt.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Prasad Raghu. I live in 21 Tamarack Road, Edison, New Jersey. Today I'm not going to talk about what other community members said when we discussed about this whole thing. I'm going to just talk about what the board members said and how it validates the claim that I'm going to make. That is our demand or request, whatever you call it. Cancel the $9 million Talmage land deal tonight, if possible, please. And to support that argument, I'm going to just raise this one point. When I spoke in the same podium last week or 2 weeks back, I raised the question about the $9 million budget for the Talmage deal. At that time, Ms. Shannon Peng asked the administrator or someone in the meeting, if we cancel the $9 million deal, will it reduce the current operating budget? And will it help the tax? And the answer was no. It won't reduce anything, and the tax will still be, remain at the same rate, and the tax hike will remain at the same rate. That's what was told. So my humble point is this. The question that you asked, will it help reducing the tax hike, is not a right question. We should instead ask, what is the plan for that? What is the plan for that $9 million expense that we are going to make? And how are we going to use it for future generation of students? That question was not asked. The point is that you have no defined plan for this land. You have no blueprint. You have no committed use. Yet you are asking this community to commit an additional $30 to $40 million. See, $9 million this year, but then you have to grow it. You have to make sure that something is built, something is spent on that, so it will make the revenue. We expect it to be about $30 to $40 million over time. So this is a liability we are objecting to. We are not objecting to anything. Like, for example, if you want to do pre-K, please do it. Don't throw this as a reason. Please do not buy this land and increase your own liability. That's all we are asking. In that meeting, the board member, Chris Lugo, asked business administrator directly, if we cancel this land deal, can we use the $9 million capital reserve for the capital projects that we were previously canceled? And the answer was yes. He asked even specifically, can we repair HVAC systems, aging equipments, and other deferred maintenance? And the BA said yes. So the board's own business administrator validated the argument that the $9 million can and should go towards real and immediate student needs. Now, I want to get to another most alarming thing that I noticed last few days. Vice President Ms. Peng herself stated the last budget meeting that the board has ordered a viability study to determine whether this land is developable, right? Long after signing the $9 million contract, now they are going to find out if it is going to be usable. I don't think that's the right use of our money. You signed the contract first, then you are asking the basic questions now. This is the definition of reckless, backward decision making this community has been warning about. So I want to close this again by stating the same thing, that summarizing the same point. When the board's own vice president cannot justify this deal, and the board's own business administrator confirms the money is better used elsewhere, the board has no excuse left. Cancel the deal, use the money for what our students need today. Please. Thank you.
Board President,
Yes, please.
I don't know
close
if you
public
guys
comment.
paid attention that what the doctor
Motion
already
to close public comment.
No.
Oh, no one had their hand up. All right, sorry. I didn't see any hands.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if you guys actually paid attention. Dr. already gave a high level what we're going to use our land for. I don't know if you guys paid attention to that. He mentioned the special needs. Okay.
No, please, no.
Excuse me, sit down.
You cannot.
You have your chance to speak.
Yeah, you cannot
okay?
speak without
You have
being
your chance to
recognized.
speak. I'm responding to some of the comments, which I can.
Yeah, and I allow
Which
him
I
to
can.
respond.
I ask the permission.
Yes.
I ask the permission of the board president.
Can you-
I ask the
I
board
want-
president
want them to
for the
come out and
permission.
speaking.
Please, Mr. He has permission from the chair to speak. Please let him speak. He didn't interrupt any of you while you were speaking.
Do not speak without being recognized. You'll be removed from the meeting otherwise. Thank you.
So when you come here, pay attention to what the administration is saying. Dr. already gave the high-level explanation about how we're going to use our land, okay? And just want to clarify a couple of things. The gentleman over there said the estimated value is $600,000. The assessment value is $10.5 million. Okay, if you have a common sense, in Edison, there's no way you can get 9 acres for less than $1 million. Just look around how much they paid for the Charlie Brown property, right? There are a lot of things that I like to say, but I talked to the attorney since the deal is still under the negotiations. I cannot say it. So the thing that I want to say is we don't make decisions based on what we think, whatever. We are not expert. You guys are not expert. We're waiting for experts' opinions. We're based on the professional's assessment, then we make the decision, right? So you talk about, what was happened, and stuff. This is called a due diligence period. This is what you review, all these things, to see if it's kosher. Then you pull the trigger of buying the land. We have not bought the land yet, and we're still in the negotiation phase. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Avinash?
Hello, Avinash by 17 Sunflower Court. I've been participating in the past 4 meetings, hearing everybody talk here, public, board, provide their responses. I want to draw your attention to 2 specific aspects. The first one is, how did we get to this situation that we are today? You heard one of the members of the public here talk about their family experience, the hardship that they're going through because of some of the decisions, difficult decisions the board had to make. But my question is, how did we get to this position today? These are consequences that we are talking about, right? But you go back to 3-4 years ago, Board of Education is not a political party. You are a board. You represent the public, the best interest of shareholders. Who are your shareholders? Students, their parents who contribute through tax, teachers who define their future. These are your 3 shareholders. But what has been happening for the past 3-4 years? I've seen it firsthand. When I saw the campaign that came out for Board of Education, right, I saw their 0% tax hike. These are the deliverables that I've made. I was stunned, very appreciative. But for the past 4 meetings that I've been educated how this process works. So the question I had in mind, which I'm stunned that none of the board members also thought about, is you have your administrative staff, which draws close to $4 million in compensation, rightly so, because you've appointed them. So you're telling us, the members here in the public, that your competent employees did not have the foresight, your planning board did not have the foresight to think that we don't have an endless pool of money. When you came to campaign saying 0% tax increase for how many ever years, people appreciate it, but your planning team did not warn you that the cost will increase. How you run this show will need more money. All the programs that you have given for free will cost you sometime down the line. If you have to go and buy a property, it will cost you money. So how are you going to get it? 2 ways, primarily, right? You're going to get fund from the state, and then you'll get a portion of the property tax that we residents pay. Higher portion. Simple facts. As one of the board member here was talking about, find out facts. So as a member of public, I want to ask this question to the board. When you have such a competent team at your disposal, why did they not inform you that you have to actually do good financial planning? That is basic. We teach our kids in school financial literacy. How do you think are we going to explain to our kids right now the situation we are in? We are fighting each other consequence, but nobody's asking this question. The second part, which most of the public has talked about here, is land deal. And one of the board members talked about going and checking facts. Rightly so, we have to check facts. But when the proposal for the budget came in on the website, we were told an average household in Edison, which a house costs $187,000. Now, who came up with that particular number? Which house in Edison will cost $187,000?
The township.
Right? So all we are trying to say is you have a competent team. Use them wisely. One of the board members last time questioned the administrator. What will you do if you have $9 million at your disposal? Can you actually change ACs? The answer was yes. Can you use that money to repair? The answer was yes. Can you use that money to fund the band equipments that you've stopped? The answer is yes. So when we are right now starving for bread, why are we going and shopping for cake? As a member of public, all we are telling you is, as board, have the best interest. When you have to actually make difficult decisions, why do you have to go and shop around? There is money at your disposal. You've actually cut down certain important things. Here is your opportunity. Some of your board members themselves are giving you that information. The member of the publics here are coming and asking you some basic logical questions. So how is this competent board who's been functioning for so many years with such competent staff not able to think these basic questions? That just baffles us, right? Last but not least, I myself have been a board member in a different organization. I understand what your challenges are, but you're here to make not just difficult decisions, you're here to make decisions in the best interest of the wider public, more importantly, students and teachers. So today, I am demanding you cancel the land deal, use that money as mentioned and agreed in your previous meeting to invest repairing your school grounds, invest in buying those equipments that you've stopped, invest in upgrading those ACs and putting those fans that the kids need so badly. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Tony?
Susan Campione, Schiffer Court in Edison. I do have a question about the agenda tonight. The tension in school is unbelievable with what's been going on since Friday. People were waiting all day for the agenda. Normally it would have come out yesterday. When it did come out, it was missing lines. It just said reconvene. We never even knew that you were going to close session. I know Mr. Lugo said something in the beginning of the meeting that he wanted something removed. We didn't even know what he was talking about. I just don't understand. I could be wrong, but I thought agendas are supposed to be posted at least 48 hours before the meeting, and you know, we should be able to go through it. You don't print it out anymore. Everybody's scrambling to try and get on the Wi-Fi here to try and even see what you're talking about. So it should be posted before the meeting so that people could see, and not late in the afternoon and then with nothing. All it kept saying was reappointment, reappointment, reappointment. It didn't say anything else. It's not right. The other thing that I am just questioning is Ms. Anjana Patel. She's not here again. What is going on? She seems to show up maybe every third meeting and then sits up here and is voting on livelihoods of people in this district. And she says, I can't vote because I don't know what went on in the last meeting. Shame on her. Shame. And now she's not here again. So is she going to call any of you to find out what went on tonight so that at the next meeting she knows what's going on? It's not okay. These are people's lives. You're running this district and making important decisions, and she's on the board and she's never here, and when she is, she's useless. It's not okay.
Excuse me. Watch your language. You're an educator, okay? You know better.
Jerry,
you know better.
it's not okay. She's voting
you
on
don't
the
use- you
people
don't
who
use
I
useless.
work with
You don't use
and
useless.
making major decisions, and she's never here. And then had the nerve to sit up there and say she couldn't vote because she didn't know what happened at a meeting when she wasn't here. That's not acceptable, Jerry. And you can tell me all I want that I know better. I do know
stop,
better. That's
stop,
why I'm
Sue.
here.
Please direct
Don't
your
tell
comment
me
to the-
stop.
Please
Don't
direct-
tell me stop.
please-
I've lived in this town for 40 years.
Please
I'm
direct-
entitled to say what I want.
Please direct your
Don't
comment
tell
to
me
the
to
chair.
stop.
You
It's
can-
not right, and you people should be doing something about it.
Thank you.
Somebody left their notes up here if they're looking for them. Beth Talke, 15 Midwood Avenue. I'm going to change the tone a bit. Just want to remind everybody, but this Friday, the 8th at 6:30 in this auditorium dedicated to Andy DiNicola will be their annual jazz extravaganza. I am getting old, so I've lost count of how many years it's been. So for all of you to come, and alumni out in TV land who's watching this, please show up, bring your instruments. It's a great time. It's a great showcase of the talents that our school districts have. So please come out and see it and also partake in it if you're a former student. I know I won't because I tried to play the flute, didn't go well. Thank God my children were more talented than I am. Now, one other thing I want to bring up is I saw the very intensive summer programming for 2026. A couple questions, not sure if you're going to answer them or not. I see some AP courses here. Are students actually going to be able to pay and earn credits for these classes? That's number one. Number two, this is very intensive. It seems that all of these classes seem to be tailored more towards high-performing students rather than our entire population. It would have been nice, being that they are summer programs and enrichments, to see some offerings in the arts. I'm not sure if there are any, but it would be nice to see that because we have a very strong arts music program here. It would be nice to see something with that. I'm also wondering, on the form, it doesn't say what the prices of these courses are. So me wanting to make sure that every child has the opportunity to partake in this, is it open to even those who might be on free and reduced lunch or who can't afford, you know, the tuitions for these? Because then it's, to me, creating a bigger divide in our town between the haves and the have-nots. So I'm just curious about what the price is on there. And my last little nitpicky thing about this, to see this form, like the, you know, the offerings and stuff that they have, but right on it, rather than it saying like Edison Township Public Schools, it says Board of Ed Curriculum Committee. I understand the Board of Ed Curriculum Committee should be having input into what is offered. But by having that on this paper that went out, the form that went out with the offerings, to me, it gives the impression that the Board of Ed is running the show and making the decisions, where they should be guiding our administration and not be involved in the day-to-day operations, where it should be coming from Edison Public Schools, not saying Board of Ed Curriculum Committee. So maybe that can be tweaked a little bit just with everything going on, so we seem transparent and open to everybody, because, you know, you guys lately have been getting a bad rap with what's going on with the budget, you know, with just that. So it should be coming from the school district, not the Board of Ed's Curriculum Committee. So maybe if we could tweak that before it goes out, and if you can answer my questions about like the tuitions and, you know, for everybody else. Thank you.
Abby, you want to address the tuition question?
Yeah, without having the document in front of me. Yep, thank you. Yeah, so we obviously increased access over the course of a number of different programs in relationship to AP course offerings associated with some of our academies, some of the other pieces, also in relationship to the performing arts as well too, Ms. Talke. As always, we do accommodate students that and families that have issues in relationship to socioeconomic status, as per law, much like we do for all of our other programs. And as far as the curriculum committee is concerned, I mean, those some of the courses were the discussions amongst myself, members of the team, and the members of the committee as well there too. So just providing them with a little opportunity to get some credit for that stuff.
Well, thank you. Yes.
But if you could send, yeah, I mean, I have the copy of it. Yeah, it's online. Yeah, I got it.
It's online.
Hi, Pallavi Kabadi, 113 Christie Street. Some
Can you
neighbors
Pallavi, can
pull
you
the
move,
mic
move
down?
it down? Yes, thank you.
now.
Yes, better.
Some neighbors in my community reached out, and I'm here to advocate on their behalf. They received an email for a Python prerequisite course for APCSP being offered to the students to take over the summer. This is a 20-day prerequisite remote course for $800. However, Python is not a prerequisite course for any of the APCS courses. APCSP is a language agnostic. You can submit your project in any programming language you choose, including Python, JavaScript, Java, Swift, block-based Scratch, Code.org, and AppLab. The exam is multiple choice exam. It does not use a real programming language. Instead, it uses a standardized pseudocode that is meant to be easy for humans to read regardless of what language is used. So I think the school prerequisite needs to be looked into. In addition, Harvard, along with edX, offers a comprehensive CS50 course, Introduction to Python Programming for High Schoolers, that is free of cost. And they can then get a certificate for about $150. This is a well-received, well-recognized course. So has our department looked into any of these courses that the kids could use instead of the $800 course? Also, there are about 5 virtual institutes recognized by the National College Association, NCAA, like US Scout or even Apex Virtual, which offer a 2-semester APCSP course for high schoolers at the cost of $399 per semester without the prerequisite of Python. So kids could actually do this on their own outside. They require Algebra 1. That is the prerequisite that is in line with College Board. I'm urging you all to look into these options so that we can bring more accessible and affordable options to our community. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll look into it. Tony?
Tony DiPasquale, 2 Pine Street. Mr. Shi, you're leaving. Why don't you stay?
Tony,
I'm going to
please
talk
address
about
it
you.
to me.
So I want, since he left, I want you as the president to send a message to Mr. Shi that I would like to thank him for all his service over the past many years on the Board of Education. Because of him, we are in the mess that we are in right now. A video was posted from 5 years ago that I posted that I had a discussion with him during public comment, and it was about this 0%. And he told me I was crazy. Well, who's the crazy one now? Me? Look at the mess we have. We're getting rid of teachers. We don't have money now. And I also want to thank Ms. Pang, because that meeting was fantastic. Was it last week when you were trying to convince all of us that we need that $9 million land so we can get a $50 million loan. Luckily, the board president said, well, let's find out from the BA. Is that the case? No, it wasn't the case. It's not the only way to get it. We can get it other ways. Sorry, but you failed. You failed in trying to convince us. What are you going to do next? What's the next way you're going to convince us, Ms. Pang? Now we're saying, hey, we're going to do a bus depot, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do that. Now you might do a special needs school. Oh, are we going to have a place for homeless people now? Are we going to have a place for them? Like, are we going to start throwing things in the air and just say, hey, we're going to put whatever we want there? Would you do that with your own money? Would you buy a piece of land for $9 million and have no plan for it? Would any of you do that? No, you wouldn't. But you're doing it with our money. You don't have a plan. Who goes into it? You tell me what real estate developer goes and buys a piece of land and just says, I don't know, I'm not going to really do anything with it. We might do this, we might do that. They're not that stupid. They know how to manage. But you guys want to buy a piece of land and you have no idea what you're going to do with it. Tell me that makes sense. Anybody? Does that make any sense? Okay, thank you. It doesn't make sense. I'll answer it myself. So, just as I have said over the years, and I will say this forever, the Board of Education needs to earn the trust of the residents, and you have not. That's part of why you are voted in, because we trust you to make decisions. Hello, Mr. Shi. Welcome back. So the decisions you guys make, you're surprised that the residents are arguing and fighting with you over decisions you make? Is because we don't trust you. We don't trust the decisions you make because they are not good decisions. You are affecting people's lives. You're affecting students. You're affecting the livelihood of teachers. You affect so many people. And you don't, I'm glad you're smiling. I don't know why you're finding this funny. Is this funny to you? You happy if you lose your job? Is that what you would like? If you lose your job, you're going to laugh? Oh, and while we're at it, I emailed you 2 more times and you still haven't responded to me. Again, I guess I'm afraid. I guess you're afraid. I'm scary. I don't get it. It's typical respect when you get an email, you respond back. But for some reason, you don't. So that's one question. Could you answer why you don't respond back to a resident? And Mr. Shi, you missed it. I thank you for being a board member for 10 years and helping this mess being created by all the decisions that you have made over the years. I appreciate that. I really do. Let's give him a hand. Because I have a video that I'll send you, because you might have forgot about it, where you called me crazy. You said I was crazy because you wanted to do 0% for your campaign. And that's why we're in this mess. You can laugh. You can laugh all you want. But it's true. We are in this mess because of the decision you made. Yeah, you say boards after you made a decision too. Yeah, they did. But you started the whole thing so you can get voted in. That's why. And Ms. Pang has it on hers. Vishal has it on hers. All 0%. All that looks great. But you're destroying lives and this school system and students because of the ridiculous and ignorant stuff that you guys have done. So this is your job to solve all these problems, because that's what your job is. Your job is to make sure everything is running well and the finances are running well and the students have what they need. And you're not doing it.
Thank you. Behind you. You go, Mansi, after him. Thank you.
Manesh Patel, 240 Wallman. I always came here for money for my kids. Today I came for one question. Why the hell Talmadge property came back again on a project? Because Jerry Shee is back on board. This Talmadge property, and that's true, guys, this Talmadge property is playing in Board of Education for the last 10 years. Let me give you a little hint on who my buddy Jerry Shee is. Jerry Shee for 10 years ran this place, never gave a dime to J.P. Stevens nor Edison High School music bands. Not a single instrument. During Doug's time, we got $500,000 for 2 places. They spend money all the places. He loves to hold money in the system, but would not declare it. And Jerry has been doing it every time. Jerry, what is the purpose of this property? You have no clue. And that's what just Tony said, and I agree with him. You have no clue of it. That means you have no rights to buy it. Number two, whenever you show up, somebody's salary shows up higher so that they would shut up. I know I have seen it. We'll talk about it when we are alone. You don't need to do it on this board. Board knows what you do. But you always manipulate board members ever since last 10 years. And you have done it in the past. You couldn't do it during Doug time. You couldn't do it during Beryl time. But Vishal, it's your shoulder that's taking the blame for increase of taxes, which not to be done. There is no taxes needed this year. Possibly next year, you could show the paperwork. Why do you need it? Our teacher's salary, doctor, how much did it went up? According to that, you can increase your taxes. Don't increase because somebody wants to buy the property. I bet you if I ask one by one, including your attorney, doesn't know why do we need Talmadge property. Do you know, Vishal? Why do we need Talmadge property? And how badly do we need? We did enough classes in every school that you needed. There is still enough space in each school, and there is, as per doctor, all principals are number one in J.P. Stevens and Edison and all our 17 schools. So if our principals are good, why can't we add more rooms or whatever we need in each school? Why do you need to go somewhere else? We already have Edison for South, we have JP for North, and we do interconnection of the students when we need to. So why do we need new property? Can you answer that? I don't think so.
Thank you. Mansi?
Mansi Mathur, 2 Haydock Drive. So this is like third time we're discussing and talking about the same thing, the big beautiful bill. This has become the big beautiful piece of land, which nobody knows what we are doing with it. To begin with, this big hole that you guys have dug into the capital reserve of $9 million, which was earlier $22 million, has come to zero. Thank you for zero tax increase and zero capital reserve as a result of it. This land purchase, it's being used from the money that is called capital reserve. To use that money, it should have been in the long-range facilities plan. I went up and down the long-range facilities plan, which is being posted on BOE website from 2024. I don't see it over there. If there is an amended long-range facilities plan, please educate us or put it on the website to be transparent and compliant. Secondly, this raises a serious concern because a BOE vendor that has been hired for this land deal is a title company, is trying to persuade residents and trying to make a case for this deal, which raises concern. Is this deal for a private interest and the public is buying for it, or it's really useful? It is definitely not useful because nothing works like this, that buy now and we will decide later on capital reserve. There is a serious compliance issue with this land deal. I request RBA to please provide us all the documents and the records related to this land deal as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. After him, yeah, blue t-shirt, yes, please. Ms. Shukla, you can go after him. Thank you.
Raj, Heritage Drive, Edison, New Jersey. So this is again the second rare occasion I would have to come here, right? I mean, like I told you, I was here only in 2021 for the kids. So there are two things I want to state to this board, right? I mean, first, respect to you all because you don't get a single penny. You spend a lot of time doing this work, okay? We all need to acknowledge that. The second thing is, like I told you last time, please spend more time in reading the documents. That is very, very important to understand, right? You cannot just say yes because somebody said yes. That's not why you're here, okay? The first point I want to talk about is pre-K, okay? I heard the guy speak before about pre-K, and I understand his pain, right? The free pre-K should be only for people who are in need. I hope you'll hear us loud and clear, right? So none of us residents, right, we are saying that cut pre-K, right? We are ready, right? The problem is the pre-K program in Edison has messed up the private pre-K and K, okay? With a kid at the age of K and pre-K, I'm suffering today because every private place I go, hey, because of Edison BOE setting up the rules, we don't have K. We are reducing pre-K. We don't need this, right? People like me who want to have options should have options, okay? So if you're trying to revamp pre-K, please ensure that you look into the rules, okay, which is very important to make sure that the poorest of poor get the funding. The second thing is, I have read so much about what Cheryl is trying to do. You're not going to get any more extra dime from next year. I mean, trust me on that, right? Because I've done a lot of analysis on her policies and stuff. She wants to rain down, right? She's at the center. She's not like Murphy on the left. So please be a little more conservative about your budget, and please try not reducing the heads because it affects families and lives. I'm sure all of you have jobs outside of here, right? If you got laid off, if you got fired, you're going to suffer. Right? So let's look at unnecessary bloated expenses that you can cut and you can save on the teachers, right? The third thing I want to talk about is this Talmadge land, right? Whatever it is what it is, right? But at least now, please go back, look at the feasibility of even having a school. I mean, the thought was noble, right? You wanted to build something there for special needs kids. That's awesome, right? But we have to ensure that that area is buildable so that this $9 million can go towards your roof. Because I do appreciate, right, what Jerry and the team have done. Because I was part of the no referendum in 2019 and 2020. We did not want to borrow $180 million for expansion, right? And you guys did it without borrowing single money from outside, right? That's good. But we still need the money that we have saved over the last 10 years for the roof repair, for if something, God forbid, something goes wrong, right? Please consider that. And that's very, very important, and we need to be physically responsible here. And I'm very, very happy that last time you guys answered and told me about the educational foundation, right? I worked with Jerry and Rich back in 2019 and 2020 to see if we could start an education foundation. I'm glad it's getting off to a start. And because there are a lot of companies, commercial companies in Edison, right? We are not just a residential town, right? And I'm 100% sure you'll get a couple of $1 million every year, and that will shave off our budget, okay? I hope you're receptive to all of us, and you agree to listen to us and do what is right, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Shukla.
Good evening. Good evening, members of the board, administration, and all my fellow neighbors. I am pretty confused after listening to everyone here and getting millions of messages over the last 1 month. The board here is governing $350 million of school districts' money. And you all have said that that is not enough for you. So you have canceled essential capital projects, defunded programs, you have deferred the band equipment and the repairs of the playground, but yet you want to spend $9 million on this land purchase. Now, Jerry, you just mentioned that the land price is $10.5 million. If that is the case, why don't you purchase it with your own personal money? Don't do this favor on us. Board of Ed is not a real estate investment firm. I hope you guys know that, right? Do you? It is not a portfolio manager. It's not an asset and wealth management shop. If taxpayers want to invest their money, they will go to an investment firm, not to a school board that cannot even balance its own budget. Your only mandate from us, who are the Edison taxpayers, your only and the only mandate is educating children. I hope you guys understand that, because I don't think you guys do. There is $9 million. This board is choosing where it is going to go. The community's answer is very simple. We said choose the students, not the land. But you guys, unfortunately, look like you want to choose the land and not students. And also, let me tell you that to confuse us in sales and in politics, we often say that if you can't convince, just confuse. And that technique has been adopted so beautifully by all of you. So to confuse us, I've been receiving many messages about the ownership of this land, and I would like to know from you, Jerry, because you seem to know that this is the $10.5 million land, and you are doing this favor to Edison citizens by buying that land for $9 million. I want to know, this land in the record shows that it was owned by Birchco Realty, and in the middle got bought by Lee Yoon LLC, who acquired this land right before the board decided to buy it. What is this? Can you clarify? Friends and neighbors, is there a smell of special interest? Is someone making millions here? What choice is this board leaving us today? You are asking us, you are guiding us, and you are actually forcing us to move the election cycle to April so that the budget decisions go directly to the voters. Currently, this board makes major financial decisions without direct voter approval at the ballot box, and that needs to change. Thank you.
Thank you. Shivi.
Shivi Edison. First, I want to address you, Ralph Errico. Somebody asked a question, and Jerry was trying to respond to that question, and so nobody was raising their hands, and you actually tried to close the meeting. That's not done. People are here to speak to the board, and the board.
No one had their hand up.
It's my speaking time.
Know your facts.
Can you please
Know your facts.
No, please. It's my speaking time. I don't want you to speak.
I would just ask, please direct your comments
address,
to the board
yeah.
president.
Okay.
Please keep your comments.
Yes.
Thank you. Please don't speak from the...
Dr. Aldarelli, thank you. I spoke about a curriculum issue last time, and that's been fixed, so thank you so much. So let's talk about the Talmadge land now. First, it was athletic field. Then it became solar panel. Then it became a bus depot. Until last night, through the informal network, it was the ESIP program, and now it's a special needs facility. From where are you getting the money to build this facility? Are you going to fire more teachers? At this rate, you will just have buildings with empty classes because student-teacher ratio will increase. Right now, you're cutting school improvements such as playgrounds, double the cost for summer educational programs. I don't know if anybody's noticed. Nothing is left in your reserve. You're firing teachers, and you're still thinking of expansion? In my opinion, you're really living in La La Land. The state is talking about changing the funding formula. What if you get even lower state aid next year? You all need to be responsible in what you do. This is not why you were elected. At this rate, you're going to face an even more dire situation next year. Thanks to Chris Lugo, Vishal Patel, Ronak Patel, where is he, and Virginia White, for your support to trying and cancel the land lead. Anjana Patel is absent yet again. My request to all four of you is to keep bringing back this resolution at every meeting. So she is forced to take a stand. Canceling the land deal will help in reducing the operating costs next year because some of that money could actually be used for the capital expenses. And hopefully we don't face this situation again. To the gentleman whose wife is not getting renewed, I cannot even imagine his pain and what his family is going through right now. Let's all be more responsible, please. To the rest who voted to table this land deal yet again, I'm not understanding your fixation to buy this land. Again, you're firing teachers, canceling school improvements, and yet you want to keep the land. A budget reflects the priorities of an organization. You're prioritizing land you have no money to develop in favor of firing teachers and reducing student facilities and access. And I don't want any answers to any of the questions that I posed. I just wanted to make comments because I really don't trust the answers I'm going to get. So I just don't want anybody to be responding, and especially you, because you are in a position of power where you can say things, and I'm not allowed to come back and speak. So I would appreciate. I don't want a response. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Yes. Yeah.
Elizabeth Conway, 20 Netherwood Circle. This week is an important week in our school district. And I can't say enough about our teachers, our school nurses, and every other employee that works here. And I'd like to commend them, especially on this week that we make so important. I was so proud of the young lady from Edison High who was showing us how important the teachers are to the students. And it's really a shame that more of us aren't talking about the most important thing that makes our district work, and that's the personnel that we have in this district. We are a service organization, and we serve the most important portion of this district. And I feel really hurt that the timing of getting rid of the teachers and any other staff happened when it happened. And it's really sad that it had to happen at all. I don't think it would have happened if the budget had remained more stable over the last few years and then happened what happened this year. But it brings back something to me that I learned when I was on the Board of Education years ago. My main job, my number one job, was to make sure that this district was working well, not that I was doing and telling the district what to do. You need to just make sure that the administration is doing exactly what it wants to do. And I'm saddened by the discussion going on with the Board of Ed that it comes to a 4-4 to discuss something, whether it's right or not right. I feel sad that it keeps going on and nobody seems to be making sense out of it. Now, when this property first came up, and I want to say it was in 19, I could be wrong, there was a vision for that property. And the vision was to build like a technical school. And we had gone to go look at a school in Hudson County, and it was beyond fabulous. But when the architects came back with something that was not part of our vision, it kind of got put to the side. And then the last year or so, we've been talking about many things for that piece of property, and each one seemed even more ridiculous than the next. Let's just buy it so that the town can't do anything. Let's buy it to put solar panels on it. Let's buy it to make a bus depot. And I'm hearing all of this, and I'm thinking, At this point, you've deleted so much money, we need to put that back into the capital improvement. God forbid we truly need it. But, tonight was the first time I actually sat here and I listened to Dr. Aldarelli's vision for what could actually be done on this property. Don't talk, it's my turn. It's a vision that we truly need to follow up on and look into. It may not work, but don't walk away from a vision like that, because down the road, it's going to be more beneficial to our students, to our children. I was a special ed teacher, and I would hear stories about my former students that had to go out of district, where they spent a couple of hours a day just getting to their schools. And we spent so much money paying for one child to go on a small bus. So yes, right now, money is tight. I should know, I'm on a fixed income, but the vision is there. But the vision is not for a bus depot. The vision is not for stopping Sam Joshi to buy the property under us. We need to make it a positive, and we need you guys to get together, get educated as to what's the right thing to do. Postponing it, it may be a good idea, but it's making you look awful. So I really suggest get together and decide what's best for the district. And you know how you're going to do that? By listening to the two gentlemen up there. Not you, those two gentlemen.
Yes.
That's what you truly need to do. And I can't believe I'm standing here and he's agreeing with me. That never happened. One more thing. I only have 48 seconds. After I left the other night, I thought the rest of the night was just going to be a complaint session, so Carol and I had enough. But from what I hear, it was brought up again about the pre-K. And if you can answer any questions, please bring me up to date as to what's going on with the pre-K. And I'm giving you back 24 seconds.
Thank you. Harish?
Harish Satineni, 45 McKinley Street. So I was late for the party, but thanks to Bijal, he updated me. Anyway, so two things. One is the pre-K and the second one is the Talmadge. So for the pre-K, John, I sent an email. Can we have the exact number of pre-K kids this year? I mean, I hear 150 plus 150. I hear 415 total PK, 3 plus 4, and some other numbers. Exact number as of now, and how much we are spending. And second thing is the total 88 million that we talk, the equalization, special ed, transportation, security, everything. I know it's difficult to allocate per student aid that we get from the state because different students come in different categories. But on an average, if we consider 16,500, it comes to, we can divide that. So anyway, so around 5,000 per kid. But are we double counting the pre-K kids into this 16,500? I'm trying to understand how much exactly we are spending per kid on the pre-K program. That's what I'm trying to figure out as of now, and based on the estimated numbers next year. So it would be helpful if you could respond to that email. And of course, the most important hot topic, Talmadge. So as I said in my last meeting, we don't buy to negate something, and pretty much same thoughts were echoed by Mrs. Conway. And I kind of agree with what Raja said earlier. There are a lot of success stories in the past in terms of negotiating with the union or turning around the Menlo church for the Edison Success Academy and all that, but those times were different. This time is different, so we have to be really careful. So if bus depot and special ed are the final ones, I still don't know if they're the final ones, but if they are the final ones, when can we have the detailed analysis of that? Complete detailed analysis. Because end of the day, we need to see whether we have a return on investment on that or not, just like we had on the Menlo Church. Will it be through a video, or will it be posted online? Will it be in another town hall? But we definitely need the real detailed analysis, both quantitative and qualitative. Again, I'm repeating, in the quantitative, we need to stress the model with Monte Carlo simulations to see that under adverse conditions, we get a significant positive NPV over a horizon of, let us say, 5 or 7 years, I don't know. As I said, when there isn't enough transparency and communication or answering questions, a lot of things float on the social media. So we need the complete numbers, complete picture, everything. And besides that, going back to the actual contract, what is the last date that we have to close the contract as of now? Will the DEP reports and all the environment reports or whatever, I mean, as I said, we are hearing a lot of things. Someone says half acre is wetland. Someone says everything around that is wetland. Someone says half of 9 acres is wetland. We have no clue what is going on. So when will we get all those reports? By what date? And I'm assuming that if we don't get the reports by the closing contract date, we are going to cancel it. So obviously that solves the problem. But if we get it, then what are the next steps? Can you explain the full process? Like they say TMI is not good in corporate world, too much information, but this is a classic case where TMI will be good actually. As someone said, transparency and trust, they all go hand in hand. So more the details you give, the better. What date is the last date for cancellation? If we get the reports, the positive reports, then what are the next steps? And how much loan will we get on the ESIP, on the special ed? And what are the restrictions on that loan? Can we, if we, let us say hypothetically, I get 20 or 30 million, then can I take 9 million out of that and put it in the capital reserve for the roof repairs and the band equipment and playground equipment and all that? I mean, I'm not aware of the rules of the budgeting and all those capital reserves account in the school accounts. So, I mean, maximum information you guys can give, that will help. End of the day, we understand that if it is not feasible, we are going to cancel that. That's a no-brainer. But if it is feasible, then what are the next steps? And another possible solution is you keep this 9 million in the reserves, but work with maybe county or township or whatever for a low interest loan of 2% and use that to buy the land if the model and everything comes out positive. So I know I asked a lot of questions. I don't know how many can be answered. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, you want to address the wetland question? Okay. Okay. Sorry, yeah, so we are under contract, so we cannot answer it right now. You can come to the podium. Thank you.
You want to answer?
I don't think so.
Good evening, board members and president.
Name
My
and-
name is Mukul and Patel, 10 Foley Avenue. I was, my kids were...
Can you put the microphone down so people can hear you in the back?
Okay.
Pull it down. There you go.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sari. My kids, since we were within the 2.5 miles, we never had subscription bus. So I don't have any objection whether you have subscription bus or not. But my main question is that we already have one special ed needs school in Edison, in the Roosevelt Park. Why do we need another one?
That's not our school.
Huh?
That's
Jerry,
not
Jerry,
our
let him finish.
Whose school is that?
I'm sorry.
I'll let you finish and then we'll address that. Thank you.
Okay. And that does not question, if already there is a school, then why we are getting another school? So, but since Mr. Sari said that it's not ours, then I would like to know that. That was my main question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Eddie, can you answer what's the
Yeah, please.
Lakeview?
Yeah, so the
Please sit down. I have not recognized you. Thank you.
so the Lakeview School is part of the Ed Services Commission. That is actually a school that we work with in relationship to sending our special education students with special needs to those schools amongst other schools too. And one of the components that we talked about is the tuition that's associated with those programs when you send a child out of district. The cost can be anywhere from a tuition fee of $65,000 to $95,000. On top of that would be transportation in the ballpark of 30. So it could cost close to $110,000, $115,000 per student. But that is not our school in relationship to that. All of our special education programs are currently housed within the structures that we have in Edison Township.
Thank you. I mean, you're happy to set up an appointment and have further conversation with him later. Next. Yes.
Thank you. Am I recognized?
Name and address.
Name and address. For a good time, 9 Finch Court. Am I recognized?
Yes.
Thank you. I came here to talk about one thing, but we'll talk about several things. Someone's gonna raise their hand for me. I'll get an extra 6 minutes. But I'm a little bit disgusted. That you violated Robert's Rules of Order. The man said he was handing 5 minutes of his time over to me. Earlier in the meeting, you gave it to the teacher's husband, but when someone wanted to give their time to me, it was you forfeited it. That's discrimination. Keep in mind, someone's going to give me an extra 6 minutes. You guys set those rules today. So you're discriminating against the special needs kids. I really don't understand how you're going to purchase Talmadge when New Jersey state law says you can't discriminate against the special needs kids. You need to continue as is. So you're going to take every single special needs student and separate them from everybody else? I don't understand. I really don't understand how you can do that. Absolutely disgusting. And you don't even specify, are they the students that have IEPs? Are they people that are so handicapped that they're in wheelchairs? You're not even explaining none of it. But even the way as it is, you're still violating New Jersey state law. So the excuse to house special needs students, in my mind, it's not true. The reason why I came today is because I honestly thought, through the chair to Toth and Aldarelli, that the reason for this special meeting was not to appoint people, but to raise the budget 1.5%, possibly 2%, just because you guys accepted the kindergarten. So now I'm wondering where those $4 million in cuts are going to go. It really doesn't make sense to me. That's really why I thought. You understand why I would think that. It makes sense to you. Constantly. No agenda. You broke the law. There's no agenda. I want an agenda. I don't want to go on my phone. I'm born 1987. I don't like that computerized crap, all right? If I want a piece of paper and I want to read a freaking piece of paper, you understand? You're going to give me that freaking piece of paper. The lawyer says I can't curse. That's not true. Rosenfeld versus New Jersey, you certainly can curse. You can go all the way and say mother effers several times, but we're not going to go down that route. Why are you lying to me? Why are you giving me wrong legal advice? Don't answer that. It's not your time to speak. And at the same time, it's not your job to give me legal advice. So please don't tell members of the public to curse or not to curse, because now you're diving into the realm of legal advice since constitutionally they're allowed to curse. That's wrong. What you're doing is wrong. Vishal Patel, you're constantly, You're out of order by the simple fact that you refuse to call Jerry out of order, you refuse to call Ralph out of order. It's your job to call people out of order. I just don't understand how members of the board can just have a back and forth when people are up here at the podium. We only get 6 minutes of time, and you guys can stand up there and talk as many minutes as you want. Why are you taking time away from us? That doesn't make any sense to me. But what I'm really here for, through the chair to Jerry Shee, Jerry would know most about this, and I hope Jerry corrects this and does the right thing. I'm not here for anything else but this. The gag order is still in effect, so I gotta be careful on what I say. But at the end of the day, I feel that we had a member of the transportation department, and this member of the transportation department, she was retaliated against. Why was she retaliated against? Why did she lose her job? I believe Miss Anna Rodriguez, I believe she lost her job because she did the right thing. As an American citizen, she did the right thing. She became a whistleblower. She testified under oath. Unlike Mayor Sam Joshi, who lies under oath, you understand, Anna Rodriguez, she testified under oath to the Deputy Attorney General, and because of that, I believe she was fired. And I believe we need an investigation. I believe here in the United States of America, when somebody does the right thing, we do not retaliate against them. When somebody when one of your subordinates works for you guys, and they're either exposing corruption or they have to testify under oath, I think it's setting a bad precedence to fire these employees. She had been an employee for at least 7 years. She had been an employee for at least 7 years before she even testified. And you know what? It makes me believe Aldarelli, possibly Superintendent Bernard Bragan's contract wasn't renewed. I have reason to believe that Superintendent, but that's elsewhere. I want to talk about the young lady in the transportation department. I want you guys to issue her an apology, okay? When I provide proof of this, I want you guys to issue her an apology, because that's not the type of community we are. To retaliate against someone here in the United States of America for doing the right thing, for testifying under oath and saying that can someone raise their hand for me? 6 minutes, please. Robert's Rules of Order. Are you gonna?
Your time is up. Please be seated.
My time is up?
Yes, your time is up.
I will be filing ethics complaint on the simple fact that you gave the teacher's husband an extra 6 minutes, but you're violating Robert's Rules of Order.
Please, your time is up. Please be seated.
So it goes to show it's not.
Please be seated. Thank you. Next, Matt.
It's okay. It's recorded on TV. I'm gonna get you Office of Administrative Law. I'm doing my ethics complaint.
Thank you.
Matt Revnacki, TA President. So I'm going to start off with positive and positive and not so positive in between. So first of all, and I apologize to my teachers out there, because I want to send out an email thanking them, wishing them happy Teacher Appreciation Day today and week. But I have been so inundated since Friday that I haven't even had the time. So happy Teachers Appreciation Day. We have one of the best school districts in the state, and we have without a doubt, the best staff in the state. Also, happy Nurses Day tomorrow to our nurses out there. I probably won't get to send you an email either, but I do apologize, but I wish it to you as well. There's one other group I actually was able to before all this happened, and that was the principals. I sent them all an email. Happy Principals Day on Friday. Unfortunately, they had to pull in staff to tell them they're being non-renewed on what should have been their special day. Not a good thing to have to do. So the reality is, on Friday, 52 of my members, staff members, were non-renewed. There were some additional due to retirements that will not be filled, but at least it didn't cost people. Oh, and by the way, you guys will have to take a look at the reappointment list. There are people missing, and there are people on there that have already retired that are listed. So please take a look. I've gotten some texts as I was sitting in the audience. But that's the reality of it. And quite honestly, between my building reps, but especially me, since Friday afternoon, my phone, emails, today, yesterday, and today I've been going to buildings to meet with people that are extremely distraught, emotional, upset. Some of the things I want to share with you, and this is what this is all about, and I do have to appreciate Mr. Pino before. I thought he was awesome. The first question I'm getting, why me? I did nothing wrong. I've dedicated my life here for 2-3 years, whatever the circumstance was. I've gone above and beyond. By the way, a couple of them are going to send emails to some of you about everything they've done here for the past couple years. You know, their evaluations, my evaluations have been good. I've given up my life basically to do the job here, and now I'm not here anymore. I was wishing some of these others would come here, but they are just too emotional, upset. So I told them, I'll share some of your stories. One of them, I was on the phone with Friday afternoon for 15 minutes of crying. Literally 15 minutes of crying as I tried to talk her off the ledge. Another one who said, I don't have health benefits as of actually August 31st, because they pay it through then. My child has medical conditions. It's going to cost me $2,000 a month just for their medicine. How the hell do I pay for that? When I don't have insurance, I don't have a job. Another one's a single mother. Doesn't have a job. A non-tenured person who's left another district as a tenured person because she wanted to be here in Edison when she saw an opening. And now she's out of a job. She said, had I known this 2 years ago, I would not have left where I was at. Because now I have to start all over. Hopefully she can get something. So this is the reality of what's going on out there. As I said the other night, we're not a commodity, we're not a business. You're not going to find Edison School System on a New York Stock Exchange. We don't have shareholders. We develop people. As Ms. Conway said, we are a people industry. And with 60, 70 less people, and by the way, there were some cuts in administration as well. Obviously, the teaching load, some paraprofessionals were the big hit. But that's 70 less people now, which is going to increase class sizes. Those kids are not going to get the same personalized attention, etc. I sure hope some of you cannot sleep at night like these people have gone through since Friday, rather. And I'll add my name to that list. Because it's a tough thing that happened to these people. Their lives have been upended. One final thing before I get to my positive to end. It really looks bad. Please don't respond to the public when they're speaking. I've talked to some of you about this before. I guarantee you tomorrow I'll be getting things. Why are they doing that? Why are they attacking Sue Campione? Why is, this one interrupting? Let the people have their 6 minutes. Respond afterward if you need to. Or you guys have board member comments at the end. You can address it then. You don't know how bad it looks sometimes. Ending on a positive note, as was mentioned before, this weekend is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers sitting in front of me, behind me, out in, live stream world. I also want to mention, I forgot before, to the other educators that are Edison residents that teach elsewhere or have jobs in education elsewhere, thank you for what you do every day as well. And again, happy Mother's Day to all our mothers out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Yes. Yeah.
Good evening. Adam Glynn, CEO of the JCC Middlesex County, Oak Tree Road, Edison. I apologize for having arrived late, so I don't know whether or the extent to which there may have been any discussion about the preschool expansion program, and the challenges and the machinations that may be going on. But I want to use a statement that a woman made some time ago, that a budget is a story. I know when I lead my organization and we do our budget preparation, we talk to our staff about how a budget is supposed to tell a story. A budget is supposed to set forth the priorities for the organization, what is important, where the organization sees itself, what it sees as its mission. I'm not here to discuss land deals. And at the risk of redundancy from my statement last week, the reality is that of all of the items that have been under discussion and items of some controversy, there are only 2 items that are purely educational, that purely go to the mission of the Edison Public Schools, which is to provide the highest level of education to our children. And those are, within this budget discussion, those are preschool education and our education staff. Those are the 2 pure mission issues. Those are, and those should be, your focus. Those are, and those should be, your priority. Somebody mentioned earlier about we need to make sure with the preschool program that we are offering preschool to, I think his words were, the poorest of the poor. Somebody made a comment about, well, we have a special ed school, what do we need another? I'm on the ground every day with children from this district in the preschool expansion program, and I can tell you a few things. Number one, the vetting of that program and the children who are fortunate enough to get into that program starts with, and I know you know this, starts with recognizing and identifying those that have the greatest socioeconomic need. That's how this works. That's how this system works. Number 2, and you know this as well, we have many children that come to this program who come with special needs, with learning challenges, with developmental challenges. We are their pillar. We are their resource. To end this program doesn't simply and shouldn't be based upon whether it saves you money. Ending this program will literally put hundreds of children behind. I heard one individual say, when I put my kids through school in Edison, we didn't have preschool. We taught them at home, and they did fine. Respectfully, and my children have been out of the district for many, many years. They are adults with families of their own. I know I look younger than I am. But the reality is we live in a different world today than we did even 10 years ago. The reality is that children who don't have preschool education enter kindergarten behind. That is simply evidence-based. That is not hyperbole. So I go back to, a budget is supposed to set forth your priorities. It is supposed to set forth your understanding of your mission. And your priority is, or at least it should be, to start the children of our district off properly with the greatest opportunity for success. That begins in preschool. That begins with an incredible teaching staff. And one more thing. That begins with the recognition by the lay Board of Education to defer and listen to the experts. We are fortunate in this district to have professionals in our administration that frankly are experts. Your responsibility may be to guide policy, but your responsibility as leaders is to recognize the leadership in others, and that is your administrative leadership. Thank you.
Thank you. Joe.
Joseph Romano, Edison, New Jersey. First of all, I want to thank the teachers. To be perfectly honest with you, when I was up there, this is one of those times that heavy decisions have to be made. The job is, according to governance, the job is to see that it runs well. Well, to be perfectly honest, the people who know how to run it are the superintendent, the assistant superintendents, the directors, the supervisors, the teachers. They're asking you, I think there's a problem. Nobody understands the difference between the Board of Ed and the administrative staff at the Board of Ed. The Board of Ed has to listen to the superintendent and the superintendent's charges. You're to make a decision as a board, as a whole, to listen to the superintendent and to follow the 5-year plan that was voted on. And every year you add on to it, which is fine. But the superintendent, that's the big guy. He makes those decisions. If he says we need this, then we need it. Because I will take and say this. He's the one that runs the place. At the end of the day, the board itself has to make a decision to follow the superintendent. The BA, the other assistant superintendents, they're the ones that are in charge. The board members, they make policy, but they listen to the superintendent and the assistant superintendent. That's how things work. You see, I don't believe the people understand the Board of Ed. There's two different systems. The Board of Ed, the 9 elected, or the administrative staff. It's separate. When I was on the board, we listened to the leaders, and we all made a decision. You vote yes or you vote no. I really want to make sure that the public knows that there's a superintendent. That superintendent does the job. The board members discuss what the superintendent sells to the board members. We have a district that has multi-layers of issues. Let's talk about Jackson, New Jersey. They sold 2 schools. Let's talk about Tom's River, that actually right now is contemplating going bankrupt. We talk about other districts in North Jersey that are disintegrating. But I can tell you this about Edison. The superintendent and the people that are in charge with him are doing everything they possibly can, and they need the Board of Ed. They need the people to take and to listen, argue, scream, but come out and have a cohesive thing. And you know who it's all about? It's about our students. You know, them little kids? Yeah. They put it together. That's what they do. They do it well. If you remember governance, the first line in governance is to see that it runs well. It's not to run it. It's to see that it runs well. I want to thank everybody for making this happen. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Next.
Motion to close public comment.
Second.
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Board member comments? Yes, Ginny.
I just, felt I should say a little something here. Can you hear me? I just wanted to thank everybody for coming here tonight and sharing all your concerns and your ideas and all of your input. You know, we do appreciate this and we do listen. You know, don't think it's just falling on deaf ears. It's not. And Matt, you can add me to the list of people who don't sleep well at night because of certain things. But, we do listen, we are concerned, and believe me when I tell you we're trying our very best to do the right thing for our children, our parents, the taxpayers, and the district. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ginny. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just want to mention, it was mentioned before, Teachers Appreciation Week and Nurse Appreciation Week. We really appreciate, all they do. Just some of the things that I just want to, people are so passionate about it, about the land, right? So as I said before, let me reiterate. We don't make decisions based on what we understand. We don't make decisions based on what your noises are. We're based on the decisions from professionals. The contract is still is still in the process of negotiations. There are a lot of things I cannot say, but the final decision is on the professional assessment. To come here and say, this is my money, okay? It is your money. It's my money as well. $500,000 is a lot of money, in my opinion. So we're not gonna, blow it off to like nothing. That's my money as well. It's our money. We need to spend it wisely. We're not gonna make a decision without a professional assessment. Whatever the information you got, those are fear-mongering information, okay? Dr. Aldarelli gave a high-level vision, and normally I don't agree with Mrs. Conway, but she brought it up. We have 175 students. We're paying $18 million. We send them out of district. I don't know any of these people who actually is making all the complaints. How many of them has actually visited FDR? Okay, how many of them visited FDR building?
No comment.
No. Okay.
Please.
So these are the students We send them, we put them on a bus for an hour to go to another school. We have a facility right in the middle of the town. It's convenient for everybody. If there's something happens, the parents can go there and get it. Just be a little bit patient. Let Dr. Artorelli present the visions. And after that, and you still think it's not a worthwhile investment, cancel it. I'll be the one who vote to cancel it. Without a professional assessment, without looking at Dr. Artorelli's, whatever he said, I'm not going to cancel it. It's very simple. Let's look at the vision. And people say, oh, you don't have anything. There were a lot of discussions. But we have success stories. Our own success story is Edison Success Academy. We spent $2.5 million to buy the property. We were discussing what to do with the property for about 2 years. And we finally decided we're going to make a Success Academy, alternate school. We spent about $1.5 million to update the school, a total investment of $4 million. You know what? Now we're bringing these students back home. We used to send them out. We spent $3 million to send them out. And we also have the capacity to bring students from out of district. Those are the ones that generate revenue. People are saying, oh, you education, you educate. But the problem is, for education, all these years, it's spend. And when you are short, what you do, you go to taxpayers. Okay? When you can generate some revenues, you offset the tax burdens for the residents. That's what we're looking for. And that's what that property is for. Okay? I'm done with my comment. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yep, please.
Couple things.
You guys can stay. I can talk to you afterwards. Okay? Sorry.
That's all right.
Go ahead, Ralph.
Couple things. A speaker came up and said that I made a motion to close public portion. When I looked up, there were no hands. So I've never, ever curtailed public portion comments. So I don't know where that speaker got that information from, but anyway. Also, I owe Mr. Lugo an apology. It's out of character for me. Last week, I made a comment about Mr. Lugo and his stance on a certain issue. There's no need for name calling, which I called him a name. So I wanted to publicly apologize to Mr. Lugo. I did email or text him the next morning, apologizing to him, and I told him I would publicly apologize. It's, we may differ on opinions, but I think we're all here for the same reason. We may not like our opinions of each other. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. He voted no on the budget, I voted no on the budget, so we agreed on something. But I just want to publicly apologize to Mr. Lugo.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Education Week, congratulations to all the teachers. Obviously, as an educator myself, with 34 more days left to retirement, I appreciate everything you guys do. I know it's not an easy job. Been there, done that. It's only getting tougher. So hang in there. And it's not a pleasant time right now. And I'm hoping that, I could help some of them. I know I talked to Mr. Revnick, and we're going to do our best to do what we can to help, our own here in Edison. So thank you very much, teachers.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Vishal? Yeah, I just want to add what Ralph said. Matt, you know where I stand, with the teachers, right? So I had a conversation with Matt when I was out of the country. So I hope you know where I stand on this. So as Ralph said, we'll do whatever we can to help our own. So if you guys have any CVs or anything you want to send to us, feel free to send to me. You have my email address. We'll do what we can, to help. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Motion to close?
No, I want to say something.
Did someone have something to say? I'm sorry. No?
Okay. So, I mean, I want to piggyback on what Jeannie said, right? I mean, I appreciate all of you coming and raising your concern. I mean, we are listening, and believe us, we are trying our best to make the best decision for our students and our stakeholders. But at the same time, I want to recognize that there are certain people who is coming with political biases to discredit the board. And in response to that, I want to at least share why I do what I do, what I want to achieve in this school district and how I do it, right? So I'm very passionate about our students and education. I believe in giving back to the community, and I believe in a phrase where I want to give back to the world more than I take from the world. What I'm trying to achieve is I want to create this, environment. I want to create the culture, resources, and an environment in the school district that allows our students to be the best version of themselves. And how I do it? I do it by keeping students at the center of every decision I make. Some of those choices are not easy, but I make those decisions with 100% honesty and integrity, and it empowers me to take a lot of bitterness and disrespect with a smile. And somebody said that I'm afraid of responding. I'm not afraid of anything. When you make decisions with honesty and integrity, it gives you power not to be scared of anything. But I choose to not to respond to any threats, disrespect, and condescending tone. And I will not respond to those kind of tone. But the issue that we are discussing is important to me. I'm always happy to discuss it in any respectful forum. I have been to many community gatherings where I have given the information, whatever information that I can legally. I have spoken to a lot of residents one-on-one, and I'm always happy to do that. But I will not respond to any threats or disrespectful comments or condescending tone. Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah.
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Meeting.